So hey cousins, what's up? You already know it's your favorite cousin, and I'm back with another video. So in today's video, I want to simply talk about how the only people that get angry because you have boundaries and because they cannot contact you. Maybe you have a certain time of day that you shut everything down. Maybe you use that time to spend with God, to do whatever it is you need to do, and someone call you and they know your routine, they know that you go to bed at a certain time, they know, you know what I mean, you are busy working on yourself and the things that you have to do and building your relationship with God. And that's all around the spectrum, meaning going to sleep on time, eating better, of course reading your Bible, spending time with God. You're just on this new journey of just focusing on yourself in this season, because you have focused on other people enough in other seasons and you realize it didn't get you that far. So now you're building your relationship with God and you trust in the process and you have a routine. And the only people that get angry at your routine is those that cannot penetrate it, those that cannot have access to you when they feel they want to have access to you, those that you no longer go out of your way to try to help, or whatever the case may be. Those people that are taking your boundaries personal are those people that that are not meant to be in your life. And some people have to get acclimated to it, get used to this new you and who you trying to be and what you're trying to do, because you have been a certain way all your life. But when you no longer want to sit on the phone and gossip, when you no longer want to continue to talk about the same things that you've been talking about for years and nothing has changed, when God has put something inside of you and that saying move forward, let go of the past, do what it is that you need to do for the kingdom, which means get closer to him and build your relationship, people who do not benefit from you will get upset. But here's the thing, we don't care about someone feeling some type of way about our boundaries, because guess what, when you've been with yourself your whole life and God has been with you, whether you recognized it, whether you understood the depth of it or not. But now that you do, you understand that it don't matter who comes and who goes, God will always be there. It doesn't matter because you can do good, you can be good to other people, you can give them the shirt off your back, you can always be there for them. And for those people that don't care, they're gonna always have something to say about you, whether you doing good or bad. They're gonna always find something to talk about you about. So you have to get to a point where, and I'm not talking about the good people, I'm not talking about the people who working on themselves as well, who you guys are there for each other, but they understand your boundaries and understand who you are as a person and what you're trying to do, and you understand them as well, meaning you don't talk to these people every day, but regardless if you talk every day or not, this person, when you need something, this person is there. When that person needs something, you make sure you show up for that person. I'm not talking about them, because guess what, they understood the assignment. But for those who constantly calling after you tell them, this certain time I'm not going to talk on the phone, or you don't want to sit on the phone with them hours on end, you wasting your time. You wasting your time. That time you could be spending time with God, praying, doing something creative, doing something that you always wanted to do, versus sitting on the phone and wasting your time. Time is of the essence. You cannot no longer waste time with these people and these places anymore. They don't get it. You can't make them get it. You can't make them understand. But what you can do is stand on business. Meaning, if I say I'm not talking after this certain time, if I tell you that I'm working on myself and I'm doing this, or you don't even have to explain and go into detail about what you're doing in your life. But when you move different and people get mad because they don't have access to you 24/7, then that's on them. Because ask yourself, the same people that get angry and frustrated when they don't have access to you 24/7, do you have access to them when they busy or when they doing something? Can you call them, or they out of reach? They focus on what they trying to do, but when the tables flip, they get mad about you. You don't have to talk to nobody every day. A friend will be your friend regardless if y'all talk every day. A true friend understands that you have boundaries and they have their life and they're working on stuff that they got to do for themselves, and you are doing the same. And when it's time for y'all to spend time together, you come back and it's like nothing ever happened. You enjoy your friend, you miss your friend, you catch up on life. You catch up on things. But for those people who get mad because they don't have 24-hour access to you are insane, especially at this big old age. Like, get over it, okay? You need to learn to have boundaries and care less about what people say and think about you, because whether you a good person or bad, they gonna always talk about you. So, but who are you trying to prove yourself to them? Who are you trying to prove yourself to, them or God? Who cares? Who cares? You know, you have to, and that's how you will weed the people out of your life. And I know this can be people that you may grew up with, people, it could be family, friends, whomever, but you have to learn how to set boundaries for your own mental health, for the things that God has to show you, because you wonder why you can't get nothing done, because you got everybody else in your ear all the time, 24/7, and you got all this and all that going on, and you can't even hear God's voice. You can't hear what he's telling you to do. You can't hear the instructions because you constantly being accessible to people that 24 hours a day that you don't even have to be. And this not being mean or this not being rude. Who understands it. But you got to keep going, because there's something that you have to do for the kingdom. Meaning you don't have time for small talk all the time, 24/7, about the same thing over and over, about their problems. You're not their therapist. You're not their counselor. They got to go to God about it. They got to go seek help. If they want to change, they will make moves to change. Just like you are doing, they can do the same thing that you are doing. You said, I'm getting tired of living like this. I'm getting tired of going around this same circle. I'm getting tired of living in the same environment, doing the same thing. I'm going to change my life. And you made steps to do it. But because they didn't make steps, don't mean that they should bring you down or hold you hostage because they're not ready to move. You move when God tell you to move, because at the end of life, they're not going to go before God with you. You're going to be standing there by yourself. So think about that as you go. But in all, if you haven't got none from this video, remember this. The people that get mad because you have boundaries are angry because they cannot have access to you 24/7, meaning you can't hear their problems 24/7. You can't talk about the same thing 24/7. You don't want to do the same thing 24/7. You have outgrown that, and stop being afraid to outgrow people. I'm out. Bye.